It really kind of started at spring of freshman year. Kind of had a pretty good freshman year, just as far as the season went, and kind of started to get some buzz with recruiting going on. And then I kind of got my first varsity start sophomore year, that first game, and I kind of showed that I kind of lived up to the hype and played pretty well, then continued to have a pretty good sophomore year, and then the recruiting process just kind of has continued from there.
I'm the director of recruiting at 24/7 Sports, so I oversee our recruiting coverage across the country, which starts with prospects and where they're going to go to school and what schools they're considering, and also what the blue bloods and high-profile schools, what prospects they're looking at, and then also I have a hand in our rankings. So for us, we have 5 stars, 4 stars, 3-star prospects, and 2-star prospects. 5 stars, we have 32 5 stars each recruiting cycle, so that represents there's 32 first-round picks in the NFL draft. A 4-star generally means that we think you're going to be an NFL prospect. A 3-star means that we think you're a 2-year starter at a Power 5 program with a chance to be an all-conference player. And 2-star we think that you're an FBS Division I recruit. Well, I think you're looking at athletic traits. You're looking at their size, speed, athleticism. You like to see verified testing numbers from 40-yard dash to agilities to a vertical leap. You like to see multiple sport athletes. You like to see production on Friday nights, particularly in the state tournament and big games. I think that's where you start.
I'm a 4-star. I'm ranked 2nd in Indiana, and I think I'm like 180th in the country, something like that, somewhere around there. So after semi-state last year, we played Penn, and I had like one of my best games. I had like 4 sacks, and then the day after, IU called me and they offered me. And so that was when it was like, all right, like this is really happening. Like I'm actually going to be able to play college football somewhere. And then so kind of that happened, and then over the next like few months or so, coaches would come in during like APC and get to meet with them and stuff like that. And then kind of during the spring is really when it kind of started to take off. I went and visited a couple schools, and that's when I really picked up a whole bunch of offers. I have 10 offers right now. Michigan State, Louisville, Northwestern, IU, Purdue, and then like a couple other Big Ten and MAC schools.
So we have a lot of Carmel guys in the database right now, some guys that haven't been offered yet that I think have a chance to be prospects down the road. Beau Robbins is the highest ranked prospect in our database right now. He's in our top 247. I believe he's our number 2 ranked player in the state of Indiana in the 2019 class right now. But rankings are fluid, and as we learn more about prospects and other young men are going to pop up, and other guys aren't going to be as good as we thought they were as we continue to gather information. But what's the most important thing to have a strong huddle tape, and I'm talking game tape, because the best college programs are the ones watching full game film to make sure kids doing all the right things over the course of a 48-minute football game. Kids are taking visits before they're getting offers sometimes, and college coaches are on the road a couple times a year, going into high schools and adding kids to lists, and college staffs have an off-field recruiting department that's putting together lists and names too, and they're inviting kids to campus and they're offering kids. And
last spring I visited Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Northwestern, and then those all went pretty well. I went back up to Ohio State over the summer for a camp. I got to do that, and that was a lot of fun.
Well, Carmel's as fine a high school football program as you're going to find in the country, from a coaching standpoint to assistant coaches to facilities to just support. Carmel's second to none for the most part in that regard. And every year there's guys that go on to play major college football, mid-major college football. I think Carmel goes toe-to-toe with just about anybody, and particularly in Indiana, they're in that elite group with just a couple other schools.
I mean, just kind of like playing in the MIC and playing at like the level that Carmel plays at definitely shows that like, well, if you can play well at this level, which is like the highest level in high school football, then you're definitely going to be able to go play Division I somewhere.